Alright, so I have a couple of comments already, so I want to address this very quickly because some of you have noticed already that some of my shots for the last 3 to 4 videos, the video quality looks sharper, everything looked better, and both talking heads and B-roll have been filmed on a new camera. This little thing, or big thing, this is my new camera, and this is not a review. I'm not going to talk all the specification about the camera. This video is about my setup, my rig, and why this camera actually works for me, the way it works, and why I bought it, and why everything. So right now I'm filming with my Sony ZV-E10. I've been using that for the past 2025. And I actually like the camera a lot. There's nothing wrong with it. I've used it for events, for cars, for talking head videos, or B-roll, launch events, basically everything. And I have rigged it in many different ways. And I got to a point that it felt really comfortable to use. It felt really good, and it done the job perfectly well. And if anyone is looking for a entry-level camera, Sony ZV-E10, honestly, I couldn't recommend it anymore. But over the time, it's limits. Everything got limitations I start to show. So it only got 10-bit color with S-Log 2. So, well, color correction was okay, but I wanted to push it a little bit further. It does overheat every now and then if you use it for like half an hour straight on. And the menu system feel a bit old in a way, like too many sub menus. And yeah, you got 4K at 30. That is probably the perfect scenario for everything. So that's good. But they didn't have IBIS. The battery life only lasts about 45 minutes to an hour, and Sony lenses honestly are super expensive. And since I've been using, well, I have owned this camera, I have used a EF adapter for my lenses, and yeah, you can use an adapter, it's okay, but you know, use an adapter. So the Sony was light, was easy to use, and yeah, but this over here just feels, it feels different. It feels like it just means business in a completely different way. So let me introduce you to the Cam E2-S6. And you might have never heard about Cam in your life. And until I start looking into it, I didn't. And it's a Chinese manufactured camera, like cinema camera style, that honestly is under the radar because for the price, it sits really close to Blackmagic Pocket 6K Pro. And even the Red Komodo territory, you get 6K open gate, DCI 4K up to 75 frames, 1080p at 120 frames, so perfect for slow motion. You also get 14 stops of dynamic range, 10-bit H.265 and ProRes, and even you get 12-bit RAW support. And it have a natively EF locking style mount, and you also got an optional PA mount that I do have as well. So loads of ports at the back as well. You do have Wi-Fi, you got internet, you got loads of connectivities and CFAS, and probably the best overall is on this side. You do have a external SSD. And out the box, well, it's just a simple cube with no screen. You just got that tiny screen there for all the settings and the menu. But once you rig it up, it looks and it feels like a proper cinema camera. And honestly, this screams like it's showtime. So the body itself has around 10 screws all around the screw points. And once you put a cage, I got a small rig cage over here. Mounting solutions are everywhere. So you can put your monitor, your top handle, you got a side handle, SSD, got a cold shoe over there, like everything that you want, it just fits. And it doesn't go very big and very bulky. It just stays like kind of perfectly balanced. And I was looking for V mounts, but honestly, this is using MPF batteries straight out of the box, and it just makes sense. Like this one over here, charged by USB-C, got 9,000 milliamp hour battery, and it powers not just the camera, but also with this cable that we got here. Is a Lima 2-pin. It charges or it powers as well the monitor. So it's brilliant. So I took this to an event in London a couple of weeks ago, and I got back home. I was using it the whole event. Sometimes I was not even filming. I was just holding it on my side, talking to people, just looking around, playing with the phone and stuff. And I got back home and the camera was reading, well, 50%. as it's reading now. But the camera was reading 50%, it was brilliant. And the setup is just clean. It feels super great to just carry around. Many people said like, this is too big, and it was some friends there, we were talking about cameras and everything, just geeking about. And they did say that this is heavier than what they were using. They were using the Lumix S9. Tiny camera, compact, 6K well and everything, and it looked brilliant. But once you compare it like side to side, it's like one looked like a bit of a toy in my opinion, personal opinion here, and the other one just looked like full-on cinema rig. It just looked like a base. And yeah, when you compare it, this one is way heavier. But one of the biggest reasons I choose this camera is for the 14 stops of dynamic range with C-Log. So I can go to events with mixed lighting, RGB, cold zone, hot zones, you know, it depends everything. And have the camera set in a way that I didn't need to worry about much, because the camera is keeping loads of information internally. And later on DaVinci Resolve here on the computer, I can just fix the white balance and recover the highlights and push everything to the exact look and style I was looking for. So that flexibility is huge in the real world. Like if you're driving a car, the lighting is going to change all the time. So 14 stop dynamic range, that is brilliant for keep the highlights good and the shadows as well at a good range. I was having an issue with, well, Sony ZV-E10, only 8 bits of color, so I was having that problem there. Compare it to this, the problem is completely gone. Like I got to the event and I didn't have an issue. I was just filming, nothing. I just set up everything how I like it. 5600 Kelvin ISO. I was using native ISO, so you got 400, or you can push it up to 1250. That's still native ISO, so duo native ISO. I was just shooting everything, and everything just came straight out of the camera. Well, after you pass it through the editing software, perfect, looking so crisp, so beautiful. But now let's talk autofocus, because you may have realized like Sony had a great autofocus for talking head. B-roll I normally use manual focus, just I don't want the camera to be hunting. So the C-Cam does not have a real face detection autofocus. It has a basic contrast autofocus, and basically it's just hunting all the time. It doesn't really do much. So I had to relate a manual autofocus for talking head videos. I'm still learning, because you can see here, I do lean a lot. I like to move closer to emphasize or to make a point. And sometimes I do go blurry. If you go back into the first videos of this 2026, you realize, but you know, this is part of the learning curve. Flexibility for that really matter. And of course, like 6K, you may thinking why you want 6K, because 6K is coming out of coast. Like a 5-minute H.265 clears can be around 18.6 gigabytes. That was my thank you 2025 after Christmas video. 3 minutes in ProRes, it takes me over 40 gigabytes. And some past projects that are already done, it's around 300 gigabytes. So yeah, all this is being installed on my NAS offsite at home, and that is a 16 terabyte NAS. So yeah, okay. Honestly, I only archive all my YouTube videos for about 6 months. Everything is living on the internet. So yeah, cinema cameras need cinema storage, to be honest, but I'm dealing with it. So far, I got a 1 terabyte SSD on the side, and it's bigger. And other win here is open gate, because I can shoot this 6K open gate, and then I can reuse the same clip, just cut it around here for my TikTok, Instagram, without losing a lot of quality. And honestly, the image just looks incredible. If you go back into my Instagram, I'm gonna leave the handle here, I'm Tech. It's all there, and you can go back and see my latest videos talking to this camera, filming landscape, cut to vertical content, open gate, and you can see the quality and everything. But yeah, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. I just need to say it's not. This thing doesn't go IBIS. There's still loads of rolling shutter or JLO effect, and the internal audio is a bit of a hit and miss, a bit rubbish, to be honest. There's no screen or viewfinder. Yeah, you got the little one for the menu, but you know, all that. If you talk about codecs, the color science, and the compact aluminium body and, well, the insane quality that comes out here, I can forget about the rest. Like, to be honest, the highs are super high to consider not buying this camera just because a couple pros. So I'm not telling you to go and buy this camera right now, but for me, this has been an investment, and it just fit my workflow so perfect, and it just fit like all my gear and the way I shoot everything. So yeah, not telling you to go and buy it, not telling you that this is the best camera ever and every person doing YouTube needs to buy this. iPhone is still a perfect choice. You can still get an iPhone 17 Pro and it films incredibly, but it's just a me thing. It looks cool, and going to an event and just rolling with, well, one of those, it says one of those, I think the client is gonna take me more serious if I just go with something like this. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Checker Tech, and we'll see you in the next one. By the way, I'm probably selling this Sony camera, so just hit me in the comment section if you want it or something. But sticking with the cinema camera, 6K, yes or yes. So I'll leave it here now. Thanks, guys. See you. Adios.